Sup my friends and welcome back to the Dragon's Lair. This is the Taoist Dragon, but you can call me Toasty, and I'm sorry for the audio quality. My good mic broke. You can't really see it, but the USB port to it bent. So I ordered a replacement cord, which will be here by like the end of the week, so hopefully it won't have too much impact. I have some videos in reserve that I can upload, but there's going to be a couple episodes of just kind of poor audio quality, and I'm sorry for that. But this video is an explanation of what's been going on with me. And thank you guys so much for your support with what's been going on with my brother. I want to say the good news is he's recovering quite well. His liver functions back. His kidneys are still on the edge, and we don't know if they will come back just yet, but we're hoping they'll recover too. They're damaged, and he'll have to take it easy for the rest of his life, most likely, but at least he's coming back. He's his old self, and people were worried that he may have suffered permanent brain damage. He was having seizures for a while, but thankfully it looks like nothing too damaging happened. But I do feel bad for all the support that I've gotten from people, because I have been struggling, and I feel very selfish because it hasn't really been related to my brother. And I just want to explain that, because that's quite the statement to make to me, because it's like saying, oh, you don't even care that your brother almost died or is like dead? It's like, what kind of a person are you? It's not that. And I have been concerned with my brother, but I have a very weird relationship with death. It's in part due to my spiritual beliefs, and in part due to some things that happened to me when I was younger, where like I had to deal with death and letting things go. So I just got used to it. I got accustomed to having to let things go, so I sought a way to deal with that. But I've had some experiences with like spirits and things, and to me death isn't the end. And it's a bit hypocritical for me to say that, because I've had some nights where I've stayed up all night worried about my own mortality and what happens after I die, and I even feel bad about that because it's like questioning my beliefs. And yes, I do care about my brother. I love him very dearly. And the whole thing has just been a mess to me. And that's why I've been having a very tough week. Is like, I felt terrible that I didn't want to just go down and see my brother when he went to the hospital. But there was all sorts of things going on in my head, which is like, I thought he was dead. So I thought I was just going down there to see his lifeless body. I wasn't ready for that emotionally, but I also didn't see the benefit of, I was tired and I needed sleep because I had work the other day and I have weird sleep schedules and stuff. I know it's not an excuse, but that's just the way I function. So if I could have just had the time to like sleep and get caught up on sleep, it helps me be more productive. And like going up to Boston, I knew that I was going to be like dead. And I was the next day, because I was up pretty much 24 hours, like all of us were. So, but that's besides the point, because it was important for me to be there, and I did come to that realization eventually. A lot of people said to me when I was kind of, you know, like acting calm about the whole thing and not really wanting to go down, they're like, you do realize like this is really bad, right? Is like, yes, I did. And the reason why I didn't want to go was because of how bad it was. Like, if my brother was in a position where he was like on his deathbed, I would have been there in a heartbeat, because, you know, then I would be with him during his final hours, and he would be there. He would be cognizant. I didn't see the benefit of going down to see a dead body, because I don't even get closure. You know, I don't get a chance to say goodbye, and really all I'm doing is going there to see everybody break down And that's it. So I know it sounds heartless, because it sounds heartless to me, and I've been having to deal with that. Because I eventually did come around on going to see my brother. I realized that I would have regretted it for the rest of my life, and it was still valid to be there with people while they were grieving and just be there. But the two things at play here is I don't trust things around me. I don't trust the caretakers to take care of me. So I convinced myself I had to be tough. I had to be almost emotionless so I could keep a clear head no matter what happened. And then there was the part of me that was like, he's your brother, you should care about him, this should have an impact on you. And those two things battled it out. And it's just kind of twisted up inside me. And yeah, it was a very dark week for me. But these things have been going on constantly through my life. And my beliefs are something I need to address, because I was depressed for a large chunk of my life, and how I eventually came out of that is I just realized the things I believed in my depression were dead wrong. For instance, not being able to trust my caretakers. I realized that I did depend on their help more than I, gave them credit. And just little things like that. It led to a complete dismantling. And that sounds like, hey, that should be a good thing. Don't complain about it. And it's not that. It's my world. Because depression isn't like being sad or just feeling down. It's your world. It is the foundation that you build your life. And it's like that shattered. And I haven't been able to pick up the pieces because I've seen things like magic. I've seen really crazy stuff that contradicts science. So I can't put my faith in that. And like the major beliefs, there's so many contradictory stuff. And it's hard to go on just faith alone. So it's been this struggle where I don't know what to believe because I keep on seeing all sorts of stuff. I'm actually got upset with people because it's like this constant noise to me of like, this is this and this is this, I feel this and this is beliefs, and it's all over the place. It's very opinionated. It's why I've had issues dealing with judgmental people where they're just so convinced about their way being right, because I was struggling so hard trying to figure out what is what. I can't even count on the four walls around me to be there, because there's a part of me who's like, maybe if I just see things differently and experience a different reality, all of a sudden all of this goes away. And I mean, heck, it could even just be as simple as I go insane and I start to hallucinate, and then what am I supposed to believe? This world is really, really fragile to me. And that's the issue. It's not as fragile as I made it out to myself. At some point, well, no, it's not even that. It's not at some point I need to put my faith in something. I have to let the door be opened. I have to be willing to embrace something. And I have tried. It's very hard because of all the contradictions I've had to face and my world falling apart. And that's why I've been dealing with this my whole life, because it's hard to move forward, because no matter what step you take, there's that doubt. And yeah, people always doubt themselves, that's human. When it starts to get crippling to the point even if this is what I feel is right, it could be completely wrong, and I could wake up and I could have the name George. Or I could be like a dog or something. It's terrifying. And I even said that on Facebook, that I've been scared most of my life. And my life has been trying to deal with esoteric questions, and then getting overwhelmed and scared, and then backing off and just trying to relax, play video games, and do watch comedies and stuff, just so I don't go crazy with just not knowing. And it's not even not knowing, because there's a part of me that's always had faith and has stayed strong and has kept me together because of just who I am and because my world fell apart. It's just been hard. And that was the struggle that was kicked up with my brother, because it's like, no, he's dying, death means gone, and I have to say goodbye, it's sad. And there is like, well, no, because death doesn't necessarily mean gone. There could be an afterlife or like whatever. And then there was the anger. There was the anger, no-win situation. Like, if I didn't care enough, I was bad. You know, and if I cared too much, it was bad. It's like, I cared too much, so I'm not being strong, and I need to be strong. I'm contradicting my beliefs because this isn't saying goodbye. So it's like, I'm failing myself, but in not caring, I felt like I was failing the people around me, failing my brother, and again, failing myself, you know? By just not caring. And I want to care. I do care. It's just how very complicated. I mean, even just explaining this, I hope it comes across just how convoluted it is. I don't know. I've gone through this before, which has me worried. Where, like, I have this huge moment where I, like, let go of a large chunk of the stuff that's been bothering me. I deal with it, and then I'm stronger for it. And, like, I heal and grow. But it keeps happening. Which has me worried it might happen again. And I'm done. I am so done. I don't care about learning and growing. I think that's it. I think that is the answer. It's been the thing that has just completely surrounded my whole life, is that it's not that I don't care. I'm done with life. I don't care about having fancy cars or finding the love of my life or any of that. Even though it's important, and having a good life is important to me, but it will end. And I can't just sit here just content with, like, okay, get a job, you know, find this, and wants and wants and wants. When I feel something else is going on, and what is the most important thing to me is being a ray of light, is caring for people and reaching out to them when they're struggling and helping them. Because I really do care. I really do love all of you. And it's complicated for me to say that because there's so much pain, and there's people that cause so much pain. I guess it was best said when how was it worded? I can't even think of it. It's like, punish the sin, but not the sinner. That sounds weird to me because it's really not about punishment. But it's along those lines. It's like, the sin is the bad thing, the bad action, you know? And yes, try to stop that. That we don't need the hurt. But that doesn't mean that targeting the person itself is particularly helpful or useful. And I do firmly believe in redemption, even if it's not in this life. I believe in stuff going around so it could happen eventually. But I get that's very esoteric, and I don't count on people sharing my views. You don't have to. And that's fine. To me, I will never want to or hate the person. I will just try to stop the action, and I won't give that person another chance. If the person keeps on doing these things, you gotta be like, okay, you know, I can't give you the opportunity to keep doing these things. which is a very complicated fine line because you have to have that room for redemption and coming back. But how that is, I don't know. You know, you don't keep letting people hurt you again and again and again, because that's not nice to you. And it's also not right to them, because maybe they just need that, you know, okay, you messed up so badly, I can't have you in my life anymore, so... And that may help them heal, as hard as that sounds. I don't like pain, and I don't feel pain is necessary for growth. However, I don't feel it stops growth. And I feel if pain is going to be present, it should be used towards a positive thing. And this has been very hard for me to come to terms with all this stuff. But I've had a change of heart where I really want to embrace this feeling, like, of what I want to be doing with my life, which is just being a loving and caring person, non-judgmental, and just there for people. And I know that doesn't sound too crazy, because people who know me know that I tried to be this way anyway, so it's like, what are you saying? You've changed. You haven't. You're the same. It's more about leaving my baggage at the door. And it's like, no, you can't do that. And you don't have to. It's fine if it's there. And you know what it is? It's fine for anybody. But for me, it's not that it's not fine. It's just that I feel like I can get past it. And I can heal. And because I can, I should. And it's fine. I don't need to worry about absolutely every little thing in life. All I want to do from here on out is be a caring person and be wholesome. And I don't know how that's going to impact the channel, because I want to stay funny and entertaining for you guys. And that's just as important. And I don't want that to stop, but I want to do so in a way that is wholesome and uplifting. I know it sounds so cheesy to me. I don't plan on being family friendly. It's not about that, because I feel like adults need somebody who's just kind of in their corner and entertaining them too, well, in a way that builds people up. I don't know. You know, a lot of people would say, family friendly and whatever. Yeah. I don't know how to say what I'm trying to say, but all I'm trying to get at is I want to stay entertaining and not necessarily make it like family friendly, wholesome. Just make something that's honestly uplifting for all, while still being funny. And that's a very complicated thing for me to do. I don't even know how to do it. That's how complicated it is. Comedy is largely built on pain, and it's a defense mechanism. So, because it's a show for entertainment, I'm not going to compromise the entertainment value. This is something that may not even have an impact right away. I have to even think about how to do what I want to do. But I do want to make changes to the channel and have it just be as entertaining and funny, while also being a source of positivity and growth. I'm sorry this video is so long. I can't even really think of the stuff to cut out. All of it's important. There's just so much that needed to be covered in this one video. So I'm sorry it's so long. Thank you for sticking it out and watching it all the way through. I love you guys. Stay beautiful.